Greetings. Welcome. If you have landed here, you've landed in the right spot. If you're wanting to identify how do you get from here to there in your career, regardless of whether or not you are in your early career, mid-career, or later career stages, there are times in our lives when we stop and we take stock. We identify, am I in the right place? Will this get me ready for my next level position? Our roadmap for today is we're going to do a mini assessment and identify where you currently are today and where you would like to be tomorrow. We're going to discuss reading job descriptions, career paths, and the value of informational interviewing and networking, as well as identifying what your next steps are. So let's begin our journey. Where am I today? As if you are looking at strategic planning for your own life. Where would you like to be tomorrow? And are there any gaps between where you are and where you want to be? Are you new to your career and wanting to develop and be the best you can possibly be? Are you ready to take on more assignments and more activities? Maybe leadership or project management, lead a group or a committee. Let's begin by visualizing and taking stock, reflecting. What would be my best work day? What would get me excited about getting out of bed to start the day? Would you be doing remote work, hybrid work? Would you be working with a group of people? Would you have one location to go to, or would you be traveling and having variety? Would you be doing one kind of task and seeing it through from beginning to end, or juggling multiple priorities? Do you like to start projects, or do you like to maintain projects? Do you like to work independently, collaboratively, or be part of a team? Is it something that you want to affect a major, larger organizational goal, or something that you want to be instrumental in doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons? And then ask yourself, what is my value proposition? What is it that I bring to the table? What are my own skill sets? So for instance, are you creative? Are you innovative? Are you a problem solver? Do you have a balanced perspective and you can resolve conflict? Are you analytical? Are you the type of person who gets it done? What is it that people can count on you for? And that is your value proposition. As you begin to answer those questions, it will help you as you navigate conversations with others, either in a formal interview or an informational interview, where you are learning about a job and sharing a bit about yourself to see if there is a match. Do the inner work. Reflect on which jobs you are attracted to and then ask yourself, will this progress my career? And identify any gaps you have in experience, skills, and knowledge. So if you're looking at something, ask yourself, do I need another course or a certificate or actual experience on doing this on a job? How can I make that happen? Either in my current role, in a volunteer role, perhaps serving in a committee, or is it something I need to discuss with my leader? And what does this job fulfill for me? Will it match my values or my purpose? Something else is to consider is to be okay with setbacks. So you might make an application or reach out to others. You may not get the response you desire, or you may not be ready right away. All of this is good because it will give you a skill set in gaining clarity and knowing what steps you need to take, and perhaps practice interviewing. And also, recognize that up is not the only way. Sometimes it's up, down, sideways. Career changes can be useful career moves. For example, I had a friend who was working in the training world, and she decided she wanted to go up the ladder within human resources. So she stepped down from her senior training level and moved into a human resource employee associate level position. It certainly didn't take long before she stair-stepped her way to becoming a chief human resource officer for a very large state agency. Career pathing steps. Review the job position, do your research, expand your skills and knowledge, and network to gain visibility. So we talked about reviewing job descriptions. Do your research about the job. Do you know others in that position? Do you know others within the field? Expand your knowledge and skills about the role and skills required to do it. Then set realistic, reasonable actions that you could take to get you closer from where you are now to where you want to be, and network and gain visibility within that sphere so people get to know you and you can build rapport. They can also look out for you and they will share information with you and valuable feedback along your career journey. Reading job descriptions. I want to talk about reading job descriptions for a moment. In a job description, there is a lot of information to be had. What are they looking for? And then you say to yourself, do I have those skills? Is it something I'm currently doing? Or do I have transferable skills from another role that I have served in? That I am able to do this in this new setting or new environment. In looking at job descriptions, does it match where you want to go in your career path or career ladder? Will it get you closer to where you want to be? We will now take an opportunity to review a job description. Let's look at the management assistant. Here is a career position to look at. This is one of those listed on our career pages called Management Assistant. You will typically find that there is information up front that talks about the position, about the department or unit, and the reasons you'd like to be part of that group. It also talks about the level and the scope. This is all very useful information. Then you dig deeper and do a deeper dive. What you want to do is drill down into the essential functions and key responsibilities for the position. So for example, what you do for 60% of the time versus what you do for 35% of the time, and so on. Typically, the 60% of the time is a job class. 35% of the time is specific to that job role, that announcement for the department that is advertising for. I recommend that you copy and paste the information so that you see the key responsibilities and you can put it into a Word document. After each of the bullets, write down your own responses as to what you currently do that matches that specific requirement. Is it something that you do that directly relates, or something that you did within another role that is a transferable component? Sometimes people are overwhelmed by the writing part, so they press the record button on their Word document function and then do a talk to text, and then they can edit that afterward. This is really useful because then you will use that information in your cover letter and your resume. Now let's talk informational interviewing and networking. How does it work? What are the types of questions that you would ask? And then you ask yourself, me, interview them? And I say, absolutely, of course. You reach out to people in the field that you're looking for. So if you're looking for a specific department, do you know anyone that currently works there? If you don't, do you know anybody who works in another department that works with them? Have you participated in shared leadership or another activity across campus that provides you an opportunity to meet and network with others? Begin to network and connect with them. Go to training sessions. Talk to the facilitators. Talk to the advisors. Talk to the people who can introduce you to people within a certain field. Maybe there is someone in that department that you can say, can I take 10 or 15 minutes of your time? I would like to ask you a couple of questions. Here are some suggested examples. What interested you in this position? What would you recommend for others in this area? What are the challenges? What are the things that you find most exciting? What are the skill sets you need to possess to be successful here? And really listen to some of these things. And then you can start to share about you. They can give you tremendous insight that is valuable for you to decide if this is for something that you are looking for, that you can say, here is my background. What would you suggest? And what are some of my next steps? And then you can use that information. Thank them for their time that they took with you. Some people have asked about moving from a classified to a professional position, and they want to know, what does it really mean? What's the difference? What are the differences between a classified and a professional position in that unit or department? Ask some questions about that. Ask them what gets them excited and what gets you excited and what you have to offer. You'd be surprised at what kinds of relationships you connect with in terms of future career opportunities. And next, you want to make it happen. As you've gone through this exercise, what are your top 3 career concerns? Are you afraid of what it might take? Is it a commitment or is it energy? Is it fear of change? Do you feel guilt because you really enjoy what you're doing today, but you're worried that your next steps might also take you beyond that? Identify the steps that you are afraid to take. Is it having the conversation with your leader that you're really interested in taking on more and you would like to challenge yourself and grow? And then ask yourself, what are you willing to do now, today? Is it checking out different types of careers? Is it reviewing job descriptions? Is it reviewing your own resume and looking at your skill set to see where you may have some gaps? Then there's coaching questions. I invite you to consider reaching out to Career and Transition Services and connecting with a coach. They will ask you questions. Some of these you will see on the screen. These are the types of questions we would ask and want to know. What's important to you about the work that you are doing? What would you like to see different? If you are finding some challenges, what would be the best outcome or solution? So coaching provides a safe space for you to identify your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own reactions, and your own solutions. It's not your parents, your partners, peers, your leaders, clergy, teachers, solutions, it's yours. We will ask you questions about what is getting in the way and what can you get started right now to overcome those obstacles. We'd like to invite you to sign up for coaching. I invite you to take proactive steps for your future career. Thank you so much for your time.